not.
a student?
Yeah, I'm a qualifier.
No, that course carrying capacity has been changed now.
You can choose all four
Yeah,
if you want.
I
Okay.
think so,
Thank you.
but I do not know because like this term I don't know whether they have come out with any new regulation. Last term
Like,
they said it has been kind of removed. The condition was removed.
yeah, what you can do once you can check the grading pattern. I'm also not confirmed whether there's a change or what, but I guess you will be able to register for all the courses. But you can just check it once, okay?
Sir,
Okay, what?
another doubt. I have a income certificate which is in a Xerox, sir, like a black and white Xerox. Can I submit that, or can I submit a original certificate?
In any case, you will have to upload it, right? I guess the scanned copy. So you can do
Yeah.
it for the original copy, right? You don't have the original.
Yes, sir. I have submitted it somewhere, so I don't have it. Just I have a Xerox copy. So
Okay, I
can I
guess that if you'll scan Xerox or the original, the same thing will come, right? Because
Yeah,
mostly the certi and all will be black and white one. They don't give color, I guess. So
yeah,
both will be same only if you do the scan. If you upload the scanned copy, both will be same.
yeah. So I can apply, like I can upload the Xerox copy, right, sir? Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Any other doubt in
Yeah,
the quiz
Vishal,
thing?
okay, with regard to the situation, I think yesterday we had a long discussion with Samruddha
Hmm.
regarding the changes in the summary session days. And I think she said like she will discuss with the team also regarding the calendar updates because the
Yeah,
calendar
yeah.
update is ambiguous.
Calendar updates, he told me, and I have already told the team. I guess they have done it. The calendar thing they have done it till week
Uh,
6, and after that, I'll keep on telling as the week progresses. So,
uh,
but the summary session, what she told me to shift it from, I guess, Tuesday to Saturday. That
yes.
is like difficult because if we'll just shift it on the Saturday, so what? Okay, so for the next week, see what will happen. Next week we have a session again on the Tuesday. Tuesday we'll have to do week 6 summary. Otherwise, because this deadline for week 6 is 13, I guess, and for deadline for the week 7 is 15. So we altogether will be having some 5 session before 15th. Okay, so Tuesday in any case we'll
No,
have to
no,
do
but
summary. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt because yesterday it was not a summary session, but on last Tuesday it was for week 5, am I right? The summary was there.
Correct, correct. Yesterday it was open session. Yeah.
So the thing is, like when you have a summary session, let's say that next Tuesday you're going to have a summary session on Tuesday evening, but we
Hmm.
have a deadline on Wednesday for week 5. So
Correct.
it's quite a crucial time, as you know that, and even for the what you
Oh,
call
okay,
the
okay.
TA
Got
session
it, got
also.
it. Yeah, got it.
Uh,
See, what happened? Every time it was happening on Saturday, but
huh,
last this week 5 has happened because the session started from Tuesday. So
yeah.
that's why we started with the summary. Okay, yeah. Uh, so what we can do is we can skip but even though we can't skip Saturday directly, we can wait on for the summary, and then the Sunday will be the open session. But again, the Tuesday will be your because we can't see till week 7 we can't do much.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
after week 7, the
yeah.
session that is happening on 16th. 16th will be the Saturday. On from that day we can start the summary for week 7, and then it will go nicely. I hope because
Again, I
15th would
think.
be. I hope you can see the calendar. I have the calendar in front of me. I can see the 15th is the deadline. 15th is Friday. And
Huh,
once the deadline for week 6 will end, okay, for the deadline, so we will start week 7 summary from Saturday itself. So from that day, the calendar and everything will be fine as you are asking.
okay. So we
Yeah,
need to wait till that.
yeah. So 2 weeks, not 2 weeks, week 6 I have to will be doing on Saturday. Sorry, the Tuesday will be summary, and then the Saturday will be the open session. Okay.
And when will you take the summary for week 7 then?
Okay, wait. Week 7, the deadline is 15th, I guess, right? Or week 8, the deadline is.
No, week 7 is 15. Week 6 is 13, week 7 is 15.
Okay, so we'll be doing the summary on Sunday this time for week 6, next Sunday, because we'll be having, and the Tuesday will be the open session. Okay, I hope you got it. See, the
So,
next
what will you discuss in open session?
open session, whatever the doubt that you have from that week, we'll discuss that. So, Tuesday, that is 5th, that is the 5th, will be your summary for week 6. Okay, and the Saturday will be the open week 6. Sunday will be the week 7 summary, and Tuesday will be the week 6. Week 7 open, and then Saturday will be week 8 summary. So we'll be having less session for week 6 and 7, because even though we'll upload the videos for the solve with us, okay, for week 6 and 7, even though we are uploading from the starting week, I hope mostly you have not gone through that, but we have a playlist where we are uploading all the solutions for most of the frequently asked questions from the activity questions and the practice assignment. You can just check it on our IIT MBS like YouTube playlist itself. We are keep on uploading the videos. So Solve with Us also we have uploaded till week 5 or 6 we have uploaded there. Even though I'll just give you the link for week 6 and 7, because we'll not be doing that Solve with Us live. We'll be uploading the videos because we'll be having less time as the deadline is 15th. Okay. But again, from week 8, we'll be on the track. Like Saturday will be the summary, and then Sunday will be open, and then the Tuesday will be the Solve with Us. That'll be the deadline for that thing. I hope that will.
Week 8, we have the Wednesday cycle coming back. Yes.
Correct. Yeah.
So, for quiz 2, the syllabus is from week 1 to 8.
5 to 8.
It will be 5 to 8, but yeah, it will be very less chance that you'll be getting the questions from week 1 to 4. Even though if you are getting, you can't blame me, but like, but mostly it doesn't come. So whatever the paper that I've seen, the paper like the questions won't be from week 1 to 4, but there can be some concepts from the polynomial, the quadratic, that will be used in the calculus also. So there you can't say like how come this question is coming. Those are the concepts of week 1 to 4. Because that's a math subject, so mostly the concept will be keep on repeating in some of the other like calculus also. So yeah, but mostly the problems, all the questions will be from week 5 to 8 only.
So, for NTERM, the syllabus from week 1 to 12, right, sir?
For the end term, your 70 to 60 to 70% will be from the last 3 weeks for maths 1, because maths 1 has only 11 weeks. So you'll be having 9, 10, 11 will be having a good weightage of almost 60%. And the remaining 30% you can just think of as from week 5 to 8. And the 10%, 1 or 2 questions will be from week 1 to 4. This is how it goes. Okay.
For all subjects, the same scenario happens, sir?
No, I can't say about the other subject. Maybe they can give you the equal weightage and all. Maths 1, I can just say, because maths 1 paper has been already done, like for the final quiz also. So according to that, I'm giving you the percentage. Okay.
Okay,
For
thank you.
other questions,
Secret
I can't. Yeah.
And
So
Vishal,
one last thing about this blunder of this calendar and website. Website is showing different deadline, and in calendar we have different. So
No, the
it's the
website,
last date.
whatever the website is showing, that will be the deadline. Calendar, I don't know how calendar is showing the deadline.
We take it according to calendar. Today is the last.
because they
Okay,
follow the old
calendar.
pattern.
Okay, calendar would have been fixed. Like they every time they'll show it the same, I guess. Uh, because this time, because of the Diwali and all, they have extended some of the deadlines. So that has not been reflected, I guess, on the calendar.
Okay, we have the leave for Diwali.
You're not having the leave because in the upcoming weeks you have the tight deadlines. Okay, so they have managed there. Yeah.
So today is the last date for the week 3, week 5.
No, I don't know. Like whatever your website is showing, that will be the deadline. I guess if they are showing 3rd, I guess 3rd is for the diploma courses. Foundation courses, it is 5 or 6. I guess.
7 is the deadline for week 5, sir.
Not
November
7, I guess
November
6.
6.
6 is the deadline.
Not 7. Wednesday, in fact.
Okay, I was just crunching for this last date.
Okay, Vishal, I have one more thing because like
Yeah.
another case is that with regards to the yeah,
What?
okay, as you mentioned that I mean now the case is that after week 9 the quiz 2 also comes in December on December 1st and the final is on 22nd. Am I
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So how things are going to happen during this time because we have only very short duration this time compared to the previous term.
Yeah, so the
So
1st December is for I guess quiz, second quiz, and the final will happen in third week of December, I guess.
that's on 22nd. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So
So what's the doubt? Like, what's your question?
with regard to the because you mentioned that the cycle after the 8th that it will become normal, but again I hope there is no change after post week 8 or again is there any major change coming the schedule? That's
No,
what
no,
my
there
question.
won't be any changes. Like for every week, you'll be having 7 weeks to submit the assignments. I guess if you'll see the deadline, so for weeks 5 and 6, I guess the 15th is the deadline, right? For weeks till week 6 or
Week 6
7,
is 13, week 5 is week 7 is 15, week 8 is
15.
20. Yeah, week 8 is
Okay.
20 again only within 5 days it's coming. Only after week 8, week 9 is on 27th again.
Yeah, and yeah, so why this has happened? Because one thing, like because we have released the quiz one was a bit delayed, right?
Ah,
So that's why 1 week delayed because we have released the content, I guess, till week 5 or 6 before the quiz one itself, right? But there was no session because we have not conducted the session because we thought you should be like should be in good position for week 1 to 4. That's why we didn't conducted any session for week 5. So we have started week 5 sessions of the quiz, even though even though the content were released before the quiz itself. So yeah, but for quiz 2, we'll not be doing that. We will have to finish week 9 itself before the quiz, even though that will not come in the quiz 2, but we'll have to finish because we'll be having very less time after the quiz 2. So yeah, that is our plans to finish the quiz week 9 sessions also before the quiz 2 itself. Because after that we'll just be having 3 weeks, and even though in that 3 weeks, 1 week will go in the revision session, so we'll be left with only 2 weeks. Okay, so that's why we'll be just finishing week 9 before the quiz 2, so we'll be left with 10 and 11, and those are the most important. Like if you just finish week 10 and 11, what I have seen, half of the paper is from week 10 and 11 itself, more than half, I can say. Out of 50 marks, even more than like 25 marks was from just 2 weeks. Okay, so those are the most important portions for the intern. Yeah, so that we
so you are
have
talking
to
about
do.
the end term, right? You
Yeah,
are talking about
intern,
the end term. End term
intern.
weightage.
Yeah. Okay, so shall we start now? So
Ah,
we have holiday. I guess there's something like that. No, we don't have
So that
anything.
see quiz 2 and that week 10 assignment. So all these 2 hours are very closer actually. So Monday, Tuesday, only the 2 days. Then we need to submit week 10 assignment actually.
Hmm. And
Other
they are not, yeah, and that will not be, so whatever the deadline has been given, that's the strict, like there won't be any changes. So every time there used to be changes, but this time, as they have mentioned it earlier in the grading document, that they have already considered, like taken into the consideration of all the quizzes, Diwali holiday, everything. And after that, they have finalized the date, so they can't change it. Like 24th is the deadline, I guess, for week 9, and 6th is the deadline for week 10. I guess that the quiz is on 2nd. So you'll be having 3-4 days to finish week 10.
yes.
Mhm.
week 10 is on 4. Deadline is 4.
So that is very close. So we need to prepare in advance. So
Yeah, yeah.
maybe we need to study along with quiz 2 for the week 10.
Not week 10, but till week 9 we'll finish. Week 10 we'll do it. Like after quiz itself, we'll directly do 2-3 sessions. I guess that will be enough, I guess. So, yeah, but more or less that is like there'll be totally new concepts for most of you, graph theory and all. So that will take some time to understand.
Okay. Okay.
Any other? So quiz one was like more or less it was on a like how was that medium, right? Because I can see the passing percentage was around
The only
55 or something.
portion is all easy only, but only thing the time management only is a difficult. So that is only for myself struggling to complete within the 60
Okay.
minutes.
Only some of the questions where the cardinality was asked, those would have taken time. Otherwise, for week 2, whatever the questions was there, SSC questions were pretty simple. Even though the other polynomial questions also were simple. So only I can see that week 1 question, whatever there, 2, 3 questions where the cardinality we have to calculate, there we would have taken some time. And in the relation question also, I guess that would have taken time. Maybe the Venn diagram also would have taken time. But other than that, I guess more or less the other questions. And even though most of the questions would have been discussed in the revision session, similar type of questions would have been discussed in the revision session. So that's why I always say you have to be at least go through the revision session at least twice, like at least get an idea, like so that generally helps a lot. The revision session.
Vishal, what did you say about the passing percentage?
It was around 55, something like that for
Comparatively, last term, this time higher than last term.
so comparatively for previous time also it was around same. No,
Okay,
what I'm
okay.
saying, yeah, the qualifier it was around 35, but for the term student it was around 55.
Okay, got it.
Qualified is only 35. Right?
Yeah, it was around 35. Yeah. Okay, so even though yeah. So
The
quiz two is
transcript not
also,
yet released, huh?
it will be released
Answer.
mostly because we have given it to the team. Maybe tomorrow or day after they'll release. By Monday they generally release, or Tuesday they'll release it. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it like
I
is
guess
it a man?
transcript answer they would have given, I guess, earlier, right?
Answer key released. Yeah. Answer key
Yeah,
released.
answer key is there.
Okay.
Transcript is also available in the document downloads.
Yeah.
Came today.
Oh, so they would have released, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, today only.
Yeah.
Transcript
Okay.
released.
I hope they would have released because in the morning itself we have given it, so they would have released it.
Okay, let me check that.
Okay. Let's solve some questions from week 5 and then whatever the doubts in between you'll be having, we'll just
Sir,
go through
how
that.
can we subject EMQ, sir?
What?
How to submit EMQ, a graded assignment?
They would have given something, right? I guess you're talking about stats, stats. For maths, there is no EMQ questions. For stats, they would have given how to submit. Like there are some, so generally in EMQ, you'll be having some questions and whatever the concept you will be using, you just have to mark whatever. Like if you are just dealing with some permutation and combination, they would have given okay whether the permutation will be used or not, whether factorial term will be used or not, or the combination concepts will be used or not. If all the three are been used, you just have to write 1, 2, 3, something like that. So they I guess SATS team will give you one demo also in one of the sessions how to submit the
In the
EMQ
week
question.
4, there is a tutorial in the week 4 for
that
that.
you can go through. Correct. So for there is a tutorial also, and they'll give you some demo also. Even though they have not given the demo, they have the tutorial. You can just go through that video. You can understand how to submit those type of questions. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's solve the problems. I'll just share my screen. Yeah.
No, I said like can we start the session?
Yeah. I'll just start the session. So I'll just solve some very basic questions, and these questions, and similar type of questions will be there in the your quizzes also from week 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and quiz 2 is a bit like simpler than whatever you have solved quiz 1. Okay, let's solve some questions. So the first question is you have been given some data. Okay, and the given data is 2p is equals to q, where p and q belongs to r, and then you have to find the value of this. Okay. So you have to find the value 4 to the power p upon by 2 to the power q plus 25 to the power q upon by 625 to the power p. This information you have to use and then solve. So all the concepts that have been taught in week 5 will be using it, right? I guess exponential have been taught already. Some of the laws related to the exponential also has been taught. So those you'll have to use and solve it. Try to solve it and then we'll solve it. So I'll just give you maybe 2 minutes. Okay, that's fine. So can you please solve it? I'll just give you 2 minutes. So now it is at 26. 8:28 we'll start solving this. Have you tried? What are the answers that you are getting?
Sir, excuse me. Sir, am I audible?
Yeah.
Sir, I have shared one question in chat box. Sir, I have doubt on that about logarithmic questions, logarithmic concept. Can
Yeah,
you
but
please tell?
yeah, we'll solve it. But logarithm, I guess, has been dealt in next week, right? Week 6.
Yeah, sir, but
Yeah, we'll solve it in the end. But yeah,
okay. Thank you.
yeah.
I think answer is 2.
Yeah. How many of you are getting 2? Okay. I guess the answer is 2. So how can you write 2? Yeah, sorry, p to the power p. You can just write it as 2 to the power 2p, correct? And then upon 2 to the power q plus 25. How can you write? You can write it like, okay, so because you have 25 to the power q and then you have 25 to the power 2p, correct? Similarly, you can write it as 2 to the power 2p minus q plus 25 to the power q minus 2p.
So
And
it
this
will
has
become
already been given.
4p. So it will become 4p, the second one, denominator.
What denominator?
So there is 65, right?
Yeah, so
Twen-
it is 25
to
2
the power 2
times
into
p.
2p.
No, 25 to the power 2 multiplied with p, right? So this is what
So
625
okay, yes,
to
sir.
the power p, correct? So you can write it as 25 to the power p. And this you already know that a to the power s, t is what? ast, correct? So this you can write it as 20.
Yes, sir.
So the answer is 27.
Two.
Somehow 2 is great. 2 is the answer. I didn't it just I just put it the values assumptions. Then I solved.
I think
Value says p equal to 1 and q equal to 2 is also satisfying this. So that's why.
Answer 2, sir.
Can you hear me now? Maybe my tab got.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry. So first this question is done. Let's move to the next one. Anybody has any doubt in that? No, right?
Sir, explain the last step, sir, please.
Okay, yeah. 1 second. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, I'll just give me 1 minute. I'll just ask them to make me host. Okay. So you are asking the last step, right?
Yes, sir, as I didn't listen the previous summary session of week 5, so I'm asking.
Okay. So I'm not able to share the screen. Give me just 1 second. Okay, now I guess I'm able to. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So what I was saying, basically, it's like pretty simple. See, some information has been already given to you, okay, and you have to calculate the value for this, right? So what you can do is 4 you already know. 4 is what? 2 to the power like 2, right? So you can just write it like this: 2 to the power 2 to the power p, right? And you already know that if you have like there are some laws of exponential, right? So law of exponent, from where you already know if you have something a to the power s to the power t, you can write it as a to the power st. Okay, so here also you just have to use the same concept. Okay,
Okay,
so
sir.
you can just write it as 2 to the power 2p. Similarly here, 25 to the power q you have, and 625 you can just write it as, basically this is 25 square. So you can write it as 25 square to the power p. So this will become 25 to the power 2p. Okay,
I have
right?
understood now. Thank you.
Okay. Now let's move to the next question. So this is the next question. So here it has been given some half-life of an element is the time required for half of the given element of the radioactive to change to another element. And then the rate of change of the concentration is calculated by the formula this. Okay, so there is some element and there is some rate of change of that concentration of some element has been given with this formula. Okay, that changes with time, where t is the time. Okay, and gamma is the half life of that material. Okay, for which we are for which the information has been given, for which the equation has been given, the rate of change of the concentration. Okay, and then a naught has been given, that a naught is the initial, like if you are just, if this is the equation for which the rate of change of the concentration is working for some material, Okay, A naught is the initial concentration of that radioactive element. Okay, in a given sample, and AT, okay, is the concentration of the radioactive element in the sample after time t. Okay, so this is the equation that you are using. So A is basically equals to what? A naught. This is the initial concentration times 1 upon 2 to the power T by gamma. Gamma is the half-life. Okay, and T is the time. After time T with the gamma as a half-life, this will become the concentration of that element. Okay, that radioactive element. That can be any radioactive element. Let's, for example, here it has been given radium. Okay, so if radium has a half-life of 1600 years, okay, and the initial concentration of the radium in the sample was 100%, that we are starting with A naught itself, then you have to calculate the percentage of the radium in that sample after 2000 years. That you have to tell me. How will you do that? Can somebody tell me? How are you going
So
to
it
do
is
that?
looking like a physics question in intermediate.
Yeah, correct. But
It's from chemistry,
whatever you want to call. Okay, so it's
physical,
like
chemical
First of
kinetics.
all, write the given values.
Sir will find gamma from the equation and using half-life of 1600 years, and then correspondingly we'll find it out for 2000 years and compare
gamma is given, right? Gamma is
the
given already. Gamma is given, right? 16 and years.
Simple plug and play. We have to just find the
yeah,
value.
yes sir, that's what I was
Correct. You
telling.
just have to plug the values. All the values you just have to plug. Okay.
Yes,
Let's, for example, what you have to calculate first. You have to calculate what would be the concentration of this element, radium. Okay, after 2000 years. So what will be the value? It has been written here, right? A
the function is modeled
will
now.
be what? To the power 2000, because you'll have
2000
to
by
calculate by
1600.
gamma. Gamma is 1600, correct? So that will make it A naught 1 upon 2 to the power what? 5 upon 4, correct? So this will be the concentration of the radium after 2000 years, correct? What do you have to
Yes,
calculate?
sir.
To calculate the percentage. How will you calculate the percentage? How do you calculate the percentage of anything?
Given by total into 100.
Correct. So you'll have to just divide with the original concentration. So what was the original concentration? A naught, right? So if you'll just divide with the original concentration and multiply with the 100, you'll be left with whatever the concentration will be left.
Okay, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
This is pretty simple, right?
So why did we divide it with A naught?
Just to calculate the percentage. So this was the concentration left after 2000 years. Okay, so this was the concentration after 2000 years. Okay, if you have to calculate the percentage, so you'll have to, how do you calculate the percentage? With respect to some value, right? So what is the original concentration? A naught, right? So with respect to A naught, what is the percentage of this value? A naught times 1 upon 2 to the power 5 upon 4. So to calculate that, if you have to calculate this, for example, if you have original value as 10, if you have to calculate the percentage of 5 out of 10, right? How do you calculate? 5 upon 10, right? And then you multiply with 100, correct? So here also A naught, you can just think of as 10. And this 5 is the value after 2000 years. Okay, you just divide with 10 with the original value to get the percentage. And this is how you
Okay.
calculate the percentage. Okay,
Thank you.
yeah. Okay, so let's move to the next one. Yeah, so the next one is the domain of the composite function. And this is an important concept. Maybe you'll be asked also in the exam. Or for sure, you'll be asked some questions from the domain of the composite function. Okay, so composite function, as most of you by now would be knowing, fog or a Goff function. Okay, you have can be given two functions, fx and gx, and then you can be asked to calculate the fog or a Goff. Okay, both are different functions. First of all, Goff, if you are calculating, that won't be same as the fog. That can be same for some equations, but not always. And then the domain also will be different for fog and a Goff function. Correct? So let's, for example, if you are calculating the domain of a fog, okay, you can be given a fx and a gx function, and then first of all, you'll have to calculate the fog and then calculate the domain of the fog function. To calculate the domain of the fog, there can be two methods. The simple method is like you're just putting fog. So this is a function, correct? So it can just start from the right hand. So the first x, okay. So if you have to calculate the domain, so that x that you are putting, okay, that should be in the domain of the g. If there is any values of x that is not in the domain of g, that you should be excluding, okay. And then so the all the x you'll be taking first of all that is in the domain of the g, or you'll be excluding the value of x that is not in the domain of g. Okay, any of the two you can do. Now the next step should be if you are calculating the gx, okay, so the gx, whatever the range that you are getting, okay, the final outcome that you are getting of the gx should be in the domain of the f. Okay, so you'll have to exclude all those values of x, where when you are calculating the gx, that the gx that you're calculating, the range of the gx, that should be in the domain of the fx. Okay, and if you are not getting, then you have to exclude all those values of x where the gx is not in the domain of fx. Is it clear to everyone? Or
Sir, can you please repeat again?
okay, what I was saying is, okay, I'll just so if you have to calculate the domain of this function, so what basically we are doing, you have a function, right? This as a gx function. So you're putting something here. Whatever the output that you are getting, okay, that you are putting in fx, correct? And then you are getting fog, right? If you have to calculate the domain, so this x that you are taking, x should belongs to the domain of gx, correct? Or you can say that you have to exclude all those values, exclude all x that doesn't belongs to domain of gx, correct? Either you do this one or you do this one. The second step would be that gx that you are getting, whatever the range that you are getting, because gx is what? If you just put the value of x, you'll get gx, right? And gx will be what? Some output corresponding to that g function, right? That will be the range of this g function, right? So that will be the range of gx, correct? And whatever the range that you are getting, that should be in the domain of the f, correct or not? So whatever the range that you are getting, range of that gx, if so that whatever the gx that you are getting, if those are there in the domain of the fx, okay, those x will be excluding x such that gx, the range of that gx, or you can say the gx belongs to the domain of fx.
Sir, I have a doubt between range and domain. Range is a minimum comma maximum value, but domain is what, sir?
Domain is all the values that you can put in that function, and the function will be defined at that particular. Let's, for example, if you have a function 1 upon x minus 1. So what can be the domain of this function? So you can't put 1, right?
Yes, sir, x not equals to 1.
Correct. So you can have all the values of r minus 1, correct? You can't put 1. So 1 will not be in the domain of this function, right? But the range can be anything, correct? The range, you can get anything corresponding to this function, right? I hope this is clear, right?
Sir, in this case, that range g of x is equal to the domain fx, right?
So gx that you are calculating, the range of the gx, so first thing is it will include all those values of x that is in the domain of gx, and the second condition is it will include all those values of x where you are calculating gx, and that gx is in the domain of fx. Okay, and if there are some values of x where you are calculating gx and that is not in the domain of gx, that you have to exclude. You can't put that, because at that, let's, for example, let's for example, f of 1 is not possible. F of 1 is not possible means what? F of g of that x where g of x equals to 1. So that x you will not be including, right? Let's for example, at g of 0 is 1. So for this function, 0 can't be possible. Like 0 you can't put, right? If you are putting 0, that means g of 0 will be 1. And that 1 can't be, 1 you can't put here, right? So if g of 0, let's for example, g of 0 here. So g of 0 you can't put. That means 0 can't be in the domain of this fog function. Are you getting me? Have you
Yes, sir.
understood? What, right? Okay, let's deal with one question
Sir,
that
is it like we're taking intersection between gx and fx, the domain?
intersection between gx and okay, let's
The
solve.
domain of gx and fx.
Yeah, correct.
Sir, I'll give you an example which is discussed in the lectures. Even I'm having the doubt. Should I give you that example? The same base domain of FOG.
Correct. I'll just one example I'm giving that will clarify, and then I'll discuss your example. Okay, will that be fine?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So let's for example, you have a fx equals to 2 upon x minus 1, and then you have a gx equals to 3 upon x. Now first calculate what is fog of this function, and then give me the domain corresponding to the fog. What is the fog? Fog you know already, like fog, how do you calculate fog?
2x by 3 minus x, sir.
Right. So if you have to calculate fx has been given, you write it as 2 upon x minus 1. If you have been given f of t, what will be the value? 2 upon t minus 1. So f of anything, let's for example a blank box, 2 upon this blank box upon minus 1. What is that blank box? I can put gx here, right? So I can put gx here. So here also it will be gx. Correct? So you can write it like this. 2 upon gx is what? 3 upon x minus 1. Correct? So we'll be having the function as 2 upon 3 minus x, and here it will be x. Correct? So this will be your fog. So GOF will be a different function. Okay, I guess first of all there should be no confusion that regarding fog and GOF. So GOF will be a different function. Okay, that you can calculate it. Okay. Now you have to calculate the domain of fog. Now you have to calculate the domain.
Real number minus 3.
Okay, and what did I say? So if you are calculating the domain corresponding to the fog, there is only 2 steps. Okay, first of all, you have to check what? You have to check all those values of x. Okay, that is in the domain of g. That you will be including, and you will be excluding all those values of x where the gx is not defined. The second step would be what? This is fx. You will be including. Basically you'll be excluding all those values of x where gx that you are calculating, the range of that particular value is not in the domain of the fx. Okay, those values you have to exclude. Okay, so let's deal with the first step. So now x, what are the values where gx is not defined? It will be what? R minus 0, correct?
0.
R minus 0, right? 0 is not defined, so 0 will not be included. 0 will not be included in the domain of fog also. Now the next thing is what? The next thing, what did I say? The next thing is you have to exclude all those values of x where when you define gx should not, so you have to exclude. This is like exclusion. I'm doing with the exclusion. Okay, you have to exclude all those values of x where when you are calculating the gx, that is not belonging to the domain of fx. So what are the values? What are the domain? So here the domain of fx is what? 1. So
1.
r minus 1, right? So
R minus 1.
correct. So you have to exclude all those values of x where gx is equals to 1. Are you getting me? So you have to exclude all those values of x where gx 3 upon x is equal to 1. That means x equals to 3.
3.
Correct? So the answer would be what? r minus, so r minus 0, 3. Correct? This will be the answer.
Sir,
Did you
I
get
didn't get the last step, sir. 3 by x equals to 1.
Okay. 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 So what did I said? The second step is you have to exclude. Okay, you have to exclude all the values of x when you calculate the gx at that particular x. Okay, that value is not in the domain of fx. So what does that mean? So you just see the domain of this fx. What is not there in the domain of fx? 1,
sir.
right? Okay. So fog we are calculating, right? That means here 1 should not come. 1 can't be possible, right? If I'm putting 1 here, that means the function is not defined, right? So that means 1 is not possible. That means what? Gx should not be equals to 1, right? So I have to exclude all those values of x where gx is equals to 1, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
when will the gx when the gx value will be 1? When the x value is 3, right? So I have to exclude the value 3. I can't take 3 because if let's for example I took 3. Okay, if I'll take 3 here, then gx of 3 will become what? 1. But
1.
but if I'll put in this g of 3 will become what? F of 1, right? But f of 1 is not possible, right? I have to exclude this 3, right? So that's why I've excluded 3.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Understood.
Got it, right?
Sir, so there can be two ways from which we can do it. Like first, we can calculate the gx, the domain of gx. Then we can either use this f of gx, or we can use directly f into the function. We can put it gx,
Can you
right?
repeat that? Can you repeat that?
There are so we can use two ways, right? First, we can either use the fog method, which you told, like putting gx into the fx function. Yeah, and then, or we can, what you can do is like what you did right now, that f of gx, putting it equals to 1, the one value which we can't put it in the gx function.
Any method you can apply. Correct, correct.
Okay.
Okay, is that clear to
Okay.
everyone?
Yes,
So,
sir.
Yeah.
so for the fog function, we have to exclude all the thing for which the fog is not defined, and for it, we have to exclude the values for which fx is not defined, and for the value for which in when we put gx and fx, that is also not defined, as we have excluded 3 and 1.
No. One second. See. Okay. So we are
Sir,
discussing about
sir, this example, can you explain with that is a symbol we'll put now, that oval shape, domain, codomain, that kind of thing, so we can easily understand. So, is it possible, sir? So,
which
so
symbol?
normally we'll put no, so the circle symbol, domain, codomain, like this. Can you mention same thing for this example?
Okay.
So that illustration that we used to do with the sets.
Okay, that sets. Okay, so the codomain is not. See, I can just write it in the form. Maybe that will help you to understand. See, if you have to calculate the domain of this for fog, there can be two methods. Okay, I'll just tell you the exclusion method. If x doesn't belong, because see, you can just think of as we are putting x in gx, and then we are putting that in fx. So there's two methods, one here and second here. So therefore, at first step, if x doesn't belong to the domain of gx, that means x is not belongs to the domain of the fog. The first thing that you have to check. At the second position, you have to check if, let's say, we are finding some x value. You have to exclude all those values of x. Exclude all those values of x such that if you are calculating gx and that gx doesn't belongs to the domain of fx, okay, that must be excluded. From
So the second option, what you put, you substituting that value, but whatever the excluded g of x number is coming, that number we need to exclude. So
correct,
that only you are telling
because
3. Okay.
because that value you can't put inside the f function, right?
Yes. Okay.
You have to exclude all those values of x where gx that you're calculating, that gx itself is not in the domain of the fx, that you can't put inside the fx, right? F
Okay.
has some domain. Whatever you are calculating here, that should come in the domain of f. Then only f of g is possible. So you have to exclude all those values of x where gx that you are calculating is not in the domain of fx. Okay, that is what it's like pretty simple, right?
Yes.
So
Got
yeah.
it.
Got it, sir. Thank you.
Okay, then if you have got it, then solve this problem. We were having one question, right? Okay, so but that is pretty simple. This question is much simpler. So you have a two function fx and gx. Then you have to tell me the domain of the composite function gof. So you have to calculate for gof. So whatever I have said till now for fog, you have to calculate for gof. That the same thing. Only you have to start with what? You have to put value x here, and that will go inside fx, and that value will go inside gx. Okay, that's the only thing. But the function here is pretty simple. So first tell me the gof, and then tell me the domain for the gof.
So the gof will be just x.
Gof will be just x.
Just x.
X or x plus 1?
Only
Just
x.
x, sir.
Only x.
Okay. What will be the domain if we are getting it? And one more thing, you don't calculate the domain after calculating the whole composite function. Every time you'll get it wrong. Most of the time, not every time, but most of the time you'll be wrong to calculating the domain of the composite function, because the composite function will be totally different. If you are just taking 1 upon x and then x, you'll get some different, but the domain will be totally different. Okay, so
So domain of f of x and g of x are same, right, sir? R minus 1.
for this question or always?
But for this question, sir, R minus 1 is domain for f of x and g of x.
So g of x you can put anything, right? So nothing is restricting us to. We can just put any values in g of x, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Sir, minus
So
1
we
to
have.
infinity is the answer, sir.
So this gof function is x minus 1.
Gof function is x minus 1.
Yes, sir.
Minus 1 to infinity is the answer, sir.
Check the options correctly. Check the options correctly.
Option C, sir.
Partially right. Partially right. Yeah.
So I'm getting the function is x.
Gof is x, correct. Gof is x, not x plus 1 or x minus 1. Gof is x. Now tell me the domain of gof.
So domain of x is R, right, sir?
No, that is what I'm saying. Whenever
Yeah.
you are calculating the domain of the composite function gof or a fog, do not calculate the domain after calculating the composite function. Okay, you'll have to because see, in the f function fx, there is some restriction, right? You can't put minus less than minus 1, right? Here it should be more than minus 1, correct? So the R for like the range for this the domain for this function is something different, right? What is the domain
R
for this?
minus R minus of -1.
So the domain is something different.
The domain of
No,
G
sir. It's
Minus
R
one to
should be G of x, which is -1 to infinity.
okay.
R minus
And
minus infinity to -1.
R no R like
Open
-1
bracket.
to infinite, right? Minus infinite to
Yeah,
-1 to
that's
infinite,
the domain. Yes, sir.
correct?
For
Okay.
fx. Yes.
So this question was I don't think so there is any confusion because this is like pretty simple. See why this is pretty simple. See x, what did I say? The first step should be what? There should be two steps, 1 and 2. You have to include or exclude whatever you want to, whatever method you want to do it. So x should be what? You have to include all those values of x that is in the domain of fx. Okay, that means -1 to infinite. Okay, here -1 to infinite. And then what is the range of this function fx? What is the range that you can get it for this function? Whatever the range that you
0
get.
to infinity.
No, so yeah, so whatever
0
the
to
range that
infinity.
you 0 to infinite. Okay, 0 to infinite. Whatever range that you are getting. See, what is the domain of this gx? That is R, right? That is, so whatever the value that you will get it here, that will be in the subset of R, right? If that is subset of R, then you don't have to exclude anything, right? Are you getting me? See, you can put anything in this function, gx, right? You have to calculate what? Gof, right? Right? So this g of fx you have to calculate. And you already know that g can take any values, like g can take any values, right? So fx can be anything. Even though here it is from 0 to infinite, that doesn't like that is not going to make any difference, right? See, you have any function gx where you can put anything. The domain for this function is R, right? Then you can put 0 to infinite also, right? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you can put 0 to infinite, that means you don't have to exclude anything from here. You just have to whatever the domain that you have got here, -1 to infinite, that should be your answer. That's the domain of Goff. Is it?
So the domain of f of x can be like R minus of -1.
Domain of? Domain
F
of?
of x.
F of, we are dealing with Goff, G of x, G of fx.
So, sir,
So
the answer is -1 to infinity, right?
Yeah,
Sorry,
the
domain of.
correct, but the answer is minus to infinite, but B is also correct. If you'll just, B is also correct. You will just compute B. B just -3 to infinite. You have to subtract what? -3 to -1. So that will be also same as -1 to infinite only, correct? That also you have to check. So in the exam also you can get this MSQ type of questions where B is same as -1 to infinite. See, -3 to infinite, you have to exclude what? -3 to 5 you have to subtract. And then -5 to 1 also you have to subtract. You'll be left with what? -1 to infinite. Yeah. So
sir,
okay.
I
So
have a doubt in calculating the domain of f of x.
okay.
So can I
What's the?
explain it in an easy way, sir?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So what you can do is, first of all, you have to calculate three functions. Two will be given to you, fx and gx. Two will be given to you. Then you have to calculate g of x or fog, whatever it is, by putting the one after it into the place of x. Okay, we will got three functions. Okay, you understood it until now. So then what we will do is we have to calculate domain of each of the three functions, and then we simply just have to take the intersection of all of those three domains. Yeah.
So what my doubt is, can R minus of -1 be the domain of f of x?
No, it would not,
See,
because
f of x.
you have calculated it. You haven't calculated the domain of fx accurately.
See, okay. I'll just tell you how to calculate the domain of this function. This is what? This is a function. What is this? This is under root of x plus 1, right? This is fx. What are the values of x that you can put, and the function will be the function will be defined. You can put x of -1, that is fine, you'll get 0. Can you put -2? You can't, right? Because it will be root of -1, that is not defined, because we are dealing with only real number. Okay,
Okay, sir.
So that means, and while calculating the domain, so this type of function where you have square root, so you already know that this value x plus 1 should be greater than equals to 0, right? Because this value should be greater than equals to 0. If this is less than 0, like less than 0, that means the function will not be defined. So you have to take all those values of x where x plus 1 is greater than 0, greater than equals to 0. So that means x should be greater than equals to minus 1, right? So what will be the value? Minus 1 to infinite, right? Minus 1 to infinite. You can put any value, and that will be the domain of this function fx. Correct? For fx,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
not
Yes,
dealing with
sir.
anything
I
else.
got.
Yeah, you got it, right? So after that, I guess this is simple to calculate. Right?
Sir,
Yeah,
I have a doubt.
yeah.
Sir, we are finding that range of f is a subset of G. Then we declare that then we find the domain of composite function, right? After finding range of f such that it is a subset of G. Why not can we do find the domain of composite function and do intersection with the f, sir? Domain of f.
Okay, so you're saying calculate the composite function. So for this case, it is x. I don't know whether
Yes,
it
sir.
will be
X.
every time it will be right or not. I'm not sure about that.
Okay. So there
You'll have
might
to
be an
check.
exception, right?
Yeah, there can be, because see in the okay, so let's check for this question. Where we were calculating the fog, okay, right? So for this function, you got what? The fog is what? So okay, for this function also, I guess you'll get the correct answer. Like
Yes, sir.
whatever you have said.
Till today I was doing that method. I got confused and I thought I was wrong today. I was doing the same thing,
So, but
which I
I'm
said
not
right
sure
now.
whether you'll be getting correct
Yeah. I
because
think there might be an exception. That's why mathematicians
yeah,
has given that
correct,
formula.
because mm, mm, mm. there can be something where you can be wrong, I guess, because you can't deal with the composite function and then do the intersection with the. So you said the calculate the domain of the composite function and intersect with the starting function. This is what you said.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll directly get the answer, but
Mm.
there might be wrong. We have not yet seen any such case.
See
Yeah,
here,
sir. The earlier question we did, it was not matching with that method.
It was, bro. It was.
no, it was doing like it was matching, but I don't know whether it will match for every time. Maybe
Sir,
for this question.
sir,
Okay, I'll just change it.
sir, here the first one we just identified the one. Then we are
Yeah,
excluded
there is
three.
not
Yeah,
one.
we are excluded second three. No, that step how we are. Can you explain the current problem? So these three we are excluded, right? This in this problem. So same way that operation what we did in the next problem actually.
Okay. Yeah. So for this problem, what was happening? For this problem, see here, one was not in the domain, right? One was not in the domain of fx. But
Yes.
for our this next problem, gx, everything is in the domain of gx. So that's why we don't have to go for the step two. Uh, okay, one thing you are getting confused because first of all we are calculating here for golf and here it was doing for the fog.
Yes.
Okay, even though see, and the next thing, see here, so the last step is what? The last step is we are putting the range inside the fx, right? Correct? The
Mm.
range of the fgx we are putting inside the fx, and we have to take care of those values. So we have to exclude all those values of x where we are calculating gx, and that is not in the domain of fx. So for this case, our what was the example? The example was 2 upon x minus 1. So we can't take those values of x where gx is equals to, we can't take those values of where gx is equals to 1 because we can't put 1 here. Can we? No, right? We can't put,
Yes.
correct? Because we have to calculate what? F of gx. So if gx is 1, that means 1 we can't put. So f of 1 is not possible. So that's why we can't take the value of all those values of x where gx is 1. We can't take that value. So that's why we were excluding 3. Because this function is what? 3 upon x.
Yeah, here I
Correct?
understood, sir. 3 excluded
Correct.
is I
Okay.
understood that the current
Okay.
problem that the 3 exclusion it's matching with which process here? So here g of
Second,
x, g of x, we are not excluded anything, right? So because we are
why? Okay, I'll just do it again. So why we are not doing anything here? Because see, so what is the function here? We have something x. We are putting inside fx, and then we are putting inside gx. Correct?
yes,
Okay.
yes,
So now the first step is what? We have to include all those values of x where the domain of fx. So x belongs to the domain. So we have to take care of x belongs to. So what is the domain of fx? That is like -1 to
minus
infinity.
1 to infinity. Yes.
Okay. Now the second step is what? fx ka domain. What is the domain of? What is the range of fx? Range of fx is like you can get 0 to infinite. Any value you can get, right?
Yes.
Here.
Yes.
Okay. Now gx. You have to calculate the domain of g of f. Gof.
Okay.
What is the domain of this function gx? We have to exclude all those values of x where gx is not defined. So for this case, for gx, what is the domain of this gx? The domain is R, right? What is the function? X square minus 1. You can put any values
Yes.
here, right?
Yeah.
Is there any like exception where gx is not defined?
1 minus 1.
No. Here you can all the value you can put. Give me the value. I can put it here. The function will be defined, right? X square minus 1. You can put any values of x
If
here.
x equals to 0,
Yeah.
What?
Yep. Yes, sir. Yes,
if
sir.
x,
Yes, sir. We can
Yeah.
put anything. Yes, sir.
Any value you can put, right? So if
so
you
if x
can
Yes,
put
sir. Yes.
equals to
any,
0, is it defined so g of x is -1?
yeah, the function, yeah, gx function. If you have been given a function x square minus 1, if you are putting 0 here, 0 minus 1, the value is -1. No, for this case, it was under root of this case, right? That's why we can't take the value, negative value.
Yes.
This is a point. -1 is a normal, real number. Can you please mute, like, whoever? Okay. Yeah. So you can have R, right? Any value. So you have a domain of gx is what? R, right? Correct? That means what? You can put any values inside gx, right? So if you can put any values, that means you can put 0 to infinite also. Correct? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Are you
Yes,
put?
sir. Yes.
Okay. If you can put from 0 to infinite, if you can put R, that means 0 to infinite also can be is possible, right? That means you don't have any exclusion, like any particular value where the function gx is not defined. You have to exclude all those values of x where the range of this fx will not be in the domain of gx. This is like very, maybe this fx gx you are getting confused, I don't know, but this is what I can say. See, this function, this gx, the last function that you are dealing with, if for this function, if you can put any values here, you don't have any exception, right? If, let's for example, it was r minus 1, that means what? If, let's for, okay, that will make that will, you'll be able to understand now. If for this gx, r minus 1 was the domain, you can't put 1 here. Okay.
Yes.
If you can't put 1 here, then you have to exclude all those values of x where the fx was equals to 1. You have to exclude all those values of x. So now you have to check for fx. Okay. So you have to check root of x plus 1 is equals to 1. Now you have to take care of all, like you have to exclude all those values of x where under root of x plus 1 is 1. So you have to exclude which value?
-1.
Zeros.
0.
Negative.
Right?
0.
Correct? So now you will exclude 0 here. Are you getting me? You got it, right?
Yes, sir.
Because here it was already r, so that means you can put any value, 0 to infinite. If it was not r minus 1, that means 1 is not possible. So g of 1 is not defined. If g of 1 is not defined, that means g of f of that value where f of x equals to 1, this x is not possible. Because if I'll put x here, this f of x will give me 1. That x is not possible. That, so we have to exclude all those values of x where f of x is 1. I hope this is clear now.
Sir, it is clear. Sir, why is option B correct? Like the intersection is only -2, right?
Okay. See.
Oh yeah, I understood. Got it, sir. No need
Got
to
it,
explain.
okay.
Yeah.
Sir, please explain. I didn't get that.
Okay. So -3 to infinite, right? -3 to infinite. So I'll just a line. This is telling that -3 to infinite. -3 is not included from -3 to infinite. Now I have to subtract some values. What are those values? -3 to 5. So -3 to 5. So first you deal with this. -3 to 5 intersection -5 to 1. What will be the value? What will be the common?
-3 to
-5.
-3 to -1.
Okay, and then -5 to -1. What is the common? Common is this value, right? Correct? Are you getting me? See, if I have to calculate,
Yes.
if I am giving you to calculate this only this value, what will be -3 to 5. So intersection means what? It should be there in both, right? Then only that value will be included. So -3 to 5, and then one is what? -5 to -1. So
-1.
this area is in both the sets, right? If it is in the both the sets, right? So from -3 to infinite, you have to exclude -3 to -1. Correct? Exclude, right? -3 to -1 is excluded, right? That means included is what? -1 to infinite, right? So that is what both are saying.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, can you give a brief idea of inverse function?
What? I can't hear you.
Inverse function.
What is that? What function?
Inverse function. Inverse function.
Okay. Inverse function. Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll deal with that. Next problem is regarding the inverse only.
But sir,
So in the
the
last step, we have excluded -3 to -1 from -3 to infinity.
Uh-huh.
Then how can we include -1 there, sir? In
Okay.
options, close bracket.
See. Okay. So see what is happening here. First, you have to tell me what is this value.
-3 to -1.
-3 to -1. It is open. Here it is open or closed. See, -3 is here. -3 is not included. Here it is 5. Again, here it is -5, and here it is -1. See, -1 is in this case, but -1 is not here. Correct? That means -1 is not available. So -1 open. -3, you can see that.
Yes, sir. I can't hear you, sir. You're not audible.
Yes, sir. You're not audible.
We can't hear you, sir.
I thought they have a problem. See here the intersection. So if comparing now -3, -2, -1, it will come right. So that one they are subtracting from that set.
What's
So
my doubt is how we can include -1 there.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Is it
yes,
audible?
yes,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
yes, sir.
Sir,
My little tab is it's not working properly. Okay. Okay, so the doubt was, okay, I'll just ask them to make me post again, so that will take time. So till that time, I'll try to explain it without using the. So it was something like it was -3 to 5, okay, and both were open bracket, correct? And then the next part was, yeah.
-5 to -1.
Huh. So if we'll just solve that, -3 to 5 intersection -5 to -1. If you'll see that one of the cases -3 is not there and one of the cases -1 is not there. That means if you'll just solve that, it will be -3 to -1, the right hand part, okay, the intersection part, correct? So -3 to -5 is not included. -3 to -5, that means -3 and -1 is not included. Both sides it is open bracket. Now the next thing that we have to solve is -3 to infinite minus -3 to -5.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you will solve that, if you will just draw it on the line -3 to infinite, and then the next part that you have to subtract is what? -3 to -1. But -1 is not included in the subtraction part. If it is not included in the subtraction part, that means in our original answer it should be there, right? So that means -1 to infinite.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Got it, right?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so next question, let me.
So now you won't be able to explain on the board.
No, I'm just asking.
sir, before going to the next question, sir, that method will work in which we take intersection of all the three functions? Hello?
I think sir has a problem with Wi-Fi network issues.
Yeah.
Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Sir, will that method will work in which we take intersection of all the three functions, the domain of all three functions?
Okay, is my screen visible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So what are your doubt? Or can you tell me again?
Sir, that method will work or not in which we take the intersection of all the domains of the three functions.
Which three function? One is fx, the domain of fx. One is the
Yeah,
domain of gx.
fx, gx, and gof or fog.
The domain of that also.
Yeah, will that method will work?
If you just check it, the first thing is fine. The second thing, if you're just working with,
In this question, it is working, sir. But the
it,
last question, which you have taken the example, in that it was not working.
so if it is not working even for one case, that means it will not work.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, if so, that's the thing. Yeah, so that's why you'll have to solve this type of problem like by bits
Yeah.
by bits. Yeah, you can't.
Okay, sir.
There's no any method. I don't know whether there is any exact formula or a method directly where you just do the inclusion and exclusion. But if you'll just go with the basic approach, every time you'll be correct. But
Okay, sir.
I'm not sure whether there is any method to calculate.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Oh.
Understood.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Will you calculate a 1/2 whole power 5/4 into 100? 1/2 whole power 5/4 into 100.
Into 100.
Yeah.
Okay, but why do we have to calculate this?
So in the previous questions, sir, like alpha, half-life, gamma.
Okay, so for those things, okay, you'll be having calculator, right? With that calculator, you can calculate, right?
Okay, sir. In the exam also. Okay, sir.
Exam also will be having calculator, right? How can I calculate this?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So this problem, let's try to solve this. This is also a pretty simple one. Yeah, and this type of problem will be there in like some, I guess, in the exam quiz one also there SSC problem. It was pretty simple, but that was written in some 5-6 lines. But this was the most simplest, I guess, the question of the quiz one. I don't know how many of you have solved that, but that was pretty simple. Even the data that I have given, those were also very simple, so that you can directly calculate. You don't have to even write it. The data that I have given, that was pretty simple data. You just have to, from one, you'll be getting 1, 1, 4, something like that, and then the answer
Yes,
will be
one
6.
data was just zeros. The second data was just zeros. So
Yeah, correct. So the data was given in such a way that the answer, you don't have to use anything. You just have to calculate in mind and then write it. So similar problem will be there in the quiz two also. Like some questions, one or two, where you just be given some bigger all the information, and that will look bulky, but will be the simplest one. So here also you just have to calculate. You have been given in a survey the population growth in an area can be predicted according to the equation that has been given to you. Okay, so where alpha time t, like t is the function, like alpha is a function of time t, that is in the year, that is in the time t is since initial population. Okay, where d is the percentage growth. So here d is like similar to some, you can just think of as a compound interest formula or simple interest formula, where d is the percentage growth rate of the population per year, and t is the time since the initial population count alpha was taken. If it is 2015, the population of some place ADR was 30,000 and the population growth is 4% per year. What will be the approximate population of the ADR in 2020? So you have to include T0 is 2015. So you'll be having T1 you can just think of as 2016. So 2020 you can just think of as what? 5. So you just have to put the value. So here also you just have to plug the value and you'll get the answer.
So 36,499.
Something like that. Yeah, correct. So 36,500, something like that. So this was simple, so I'm not going to solve this. And even if you want to solve, you can just put the value. So here it has been given 30,000.
So that means we have to substitute the values in the equation, right, sir?
Correct. 1 plus the population growth is given 4 of 100. T you have to put it 5. You can get the value directly. It will be somewhat 36K, 36,500. So this is simple. Let's deal the last one. So here it has been given. You have been given the function fx equals to x square in the restricted domain 0 to infinite. Then choose the point where the graph of the function fx and f inverse will intersect. Okay.
1, 0, minus 1. No. Sorry.
Give me that. Yeah. So these are the options.
So the first three would be correct.
Sir,
Yes.
you're discussing graded assignment questions or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, today morning you have solved, so I'm getting
Yeah,
confused.
it's like almost similar to the graded one.
Yeah, similar. Same. No problem.
It's similar. It's not a greater. Similar.
Yeah, I get it. Sorry.
And yesterday, Samrita took the session, and she was saying about you are going to call off the solve with the session for further weeks.
Yeah, because I told you I'll be uploading some weeks. So for week 6 and 7, we'll be uploading the solve with us.
Why not?
Even
It
though
will be helpful, right? You are sharing your inputs and you're trying to solve the question and give your input, right?
yeah, if you want, we can have, but big
Please, that
people,
would be
yeah.
helpful. At least you can restrict the timing at least 1 hour, 1.5 hour, not to 2 hours. But don't call off any sessions, as we have only 3 instructor session in a week. So we don't want to miss any one of the
Yes,
sessions.
sir. It's a request. Yeah. Even I give a vote for Ilango, sir.
Yeah, we'll be having the sessions, don't worry. So
Thank you, because she was confused with your thing only. You're saying about this, so you have to approve. She was saying yes.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll be having sessions. So don't worry.
Thank you, Sean. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, so can somebody tell me if you have to just project or what is the difference between the f of f inverse if you just
the domain and range get swapped.
yeah, that is fine. Domain and range get swapped. Yeah. What are the characteristic of the other like if you are if
So the thing is x square, it's a parabola.
It gets
And
inverted.
we are restricted to 0 to infinite. So the right
Sir,
side you have to take from the positive. And f inverse, it is we have y equal to x, the straight line. We have to write it, we have to draw it, and parallel to, we have to draw another f of inverse, yes.
how do you
A
draw
comma
like
B is your answer.
what are the properties of the inverse function? If let's for example you have been given a function fx and gx is the inverse of fx, what are the two properties that it should satisfy?
It should be the bijective function.
It should be 1, 1. Yeah, bijective.
That is fine. What other information you should be knowing? Like
It should be the range and domain will be vice versa. For
with fog and Goff, yeah, fog and Goff related to fog and Goff. If you have gx as
And the
the
function will become x power minus 2 f inverse x equals to.
if okay, so I'm just telling you gx is the inverse of fx. Okay, and fx is the inverse of gx. What will be the value of fog and what will be the value of Goff?
X.
It will give a single x, yeah.
X, yes.
Is this for only this case or this should satisfy all this?
All the cases.
It should satisfy in all the cases, right? And other things you already know that the domain of the one function will become the range of the other, right? And the range of the other will become the domain. Basically the same.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what about if you are just plotting that on a graph, what will be the difference between these two functions? One is a reflection of other. In which graph? In which plot? F inverse x will be a reflection of fx. About what? About x-axis, y-axis, or y equals to x. What will be? If you have to
About
plot.
y-axis.
Not y-axis.
X-axis.
It's about the function. It's even or odd.
It will be the reflection around y equals to x, right? Let's, for example, you're dealing, if you're just plotting x square, how do you plot x square? There's a parabola going downward or upward?
Upward.
Upward, right? That will go upward, correct? And then what is the inverse of this function x square? So you just have to think what you can do is, this is y equals to x. You just take the reflection of this function. So it will be somewhat like this. You have two intersection points, right? 0 and 1. Like you can check it, but from the figure itself, you can get an idea, right? Okay, so I'll just solve it. From here, you can get an idea. Here it is 0, 0, and at one place it is 1, 1.
Yes.
But if you just want to solve it, it is x square equals to what? What will be the inverse of this function x square?
X to the power minus 2.
Okay, how do you calculate the inverse of any function? What are the steps that you follow?
Finding that particular range.
No.
Or
Inverse
else
of that
f
function.
of x equals to f inverse x equals to 1 by f of x.
No, see, you just replace x and y. It will be what? X equals to y square. And then calculate the value of the y. So y equals to root of x. There is two steps. This is a two-step process to calculate the inverse of a function. First, replace x and y. Interchange x and y. Then calculate the value of y. What did I say? First replace x and y. Then calculate the value of a y. I hope you got the So maybe I have done the recording of Hindi recording. If you'll just, I don't know whether how many of you understand that. I've explained all those things, like whatever they're in the lecture or not in the lecture. I've tried to explain that in that lectures. Okay, you can just go through that for the week 5.
Is
So
it
there's
summary section, sir?
not Tamil, it's like Hindi. I know Hindi, so we have to find that. If you understand Hindi, like it's fine. If you don't, like you can just go through the English lecture itself or maybe the session. Okay, I'll just ask you one problem. Okay, so you have to give me the inverse of this function. What did I say? The first step is what? Y and x interchange.
Swap the values of x and y.
Correct. And calculate y. You'll get the inverse. Okay. Tell me the inverse of this function. F inverse of this function.
So, 3x plus 5 divided by 1 plus 2x.
3x. Yeah, correct. Yeah. Okay. So what did I say? You just have to do. It's pretty simple, right? So you just have to replace y equals to x minus 5 by 2x plus 3, right? So replace x and y. So this will become x equals to y minus 5 equals to 2y plus 3. Now calculate the value of y. So how will you calculate? 2y plus 3 times x equals to y minus 5. Then this is what? You have to calculate the value of y, right? So you'll be left with 2yx plus 3x minus y.
Minus 3x minus 5 by 2x minus 1.
Correct. So you can just put the other things on the other side. Because minus 5. So you'll be left with y. You can take the common. 2x minus 1 equals to minus 3x minus 5. So y will be minus 3x minus 5 upon 2x minus 1. So this should be the answer, right? Correct. Anybody has any doubt in this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So for
Can
this
I
the
repeat
same.
once actually?
So I said just we have to swap the value of x and y. So we have swapped the value here. We have just replaced the value of x to y and x to like y to x. Okay.
Yes.
And then the next step is to calculate the value of the y. So to calculate the value of the y, we just cross multiply that value, and then because we have to calculate the value of y, I just took the common y and then calculate the value. So this will be the inverse function. How can you check whether this both are inverse of each other or not? You can just calculate the fog or a GOF. Both should be equals to x. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, clear.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So the same thing we have applied here. We have just replaced x square. Y equals to x square was there, right? So y equals to x square. So what we have done, we have just swapped the value. This will become x. This will become y, and calculate the value of y. Y equals to root of x. Right. Now the next thing is what are the intersection point we have to calculate, right? So calculate the intersection point. So where x square is equals to what? Root of x. Now this you have to calculate. This you can calculate, right? So this is pretty simple to solve it. You can solve it, right? X to the power 4 equals to what? X. So x to the power x equals to 0 will be x cube minus 1 equals to 0. What is the formula for AQ minus BQ? A minus B, x minus 1, and A square plus B square plus AB. X square plus x plus 1 equals to 0. So from here you are getting x equals to 0. From here you are getting x equals to 1. Here you will not get anything, right? So 0 and 1. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So the intersection point would be what? If you have x equals to 0, so x square
Sir,
will
can't we
also
say
be
it need not write a cube minus b cube, right? X cube minus 1 equal to 0, and from there we can get x equal to 1. Can't we say like that?
from where?
The same step which you have written a cube minus b cube, you have opened up the formula. The before step only, x into x cube minus 1 equal to
From there
0.
also. Yeah, you can
We
write
can say
it.
x equal to 0 and x cube minus 1 equal to 0.
Yeah, you can write it, yeah, because
Okay,
you'll
okay.
get one as a solution, other will be complex solution. Yeah. Okay. So I hope we are done with all the problems. Any other doubt if you have, you can ask me, or else we'll close the session. Yeah.
Sir,
Vishal.
I have a doubt, sir. I'm having a question for you. Could you find the range of 5x plus 9 by 2x by normal method, not using inverse method?
Yeah. What did you say?
Range of f of x is equal to 5x plus 9 by 2x.
Is it visible?
Sir, yes, sir. 5x plus 9 by 2x. Yeah, I want the range of the function, sir.
Okay, range if you have to calculate. How can you calculate? So there will be 5 upon, if you just divide it, what will we get? 5x upon 2x plus 9 upon 2x. Correct? We'll be left with what? 5 plus 9 upon 2x. What is the range of any function 1 upon x? How do you plot that?
Sir, 5 by
5 by 2.
no, sir. 5 by 2 plus 9 by 2x.
5 by?
5 by 2,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Only
There
x
will
and
be
x
5
will
by
get
2.
cancelled.
This is the function, right? Or something else?
No, sir, there
Oh, no, you
5x,
written
you
5 by
cancel the
2.
2. Only
Okay.
x will be get cancelled, yeah.
No, I didn't get you. 5 by 2.
Sir,
5 by 2, sir. Only x will
In the
get
last
cancelled.
step,
2 remains same.
5 by 2 plus 9 by 2x.
In the solution part, sir, at the step 2, you have cancelled x, and even you forgot to write 2, sir, by divide by 2 in the solution part, second step.
Oh, sorry. Okay. No, I thought the question itself I've written down. Okay. What is the range of 1 upon x?
R minus
0
0.
to 1. 0 to 1.
What is the plot? The plot goes like this, right?
Yes, sir,
Goes
r
from
minus
one.
0.
This is how it goes, right? So what is the range of this function? 1 upon x can go anywhere, right? From minus infinite to only 0, it can't be possible, right? That means the value. So if you have just 1 upon x, so it can take any values from any value you put x, y, z. It can have any value except this minus infinite. It can't go. So, sorry, not minus infinite. At 0, it's not possible. Other than that, all the value it can take. Correct? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So just think of, if you're just putting infinite, what will be the value it will get? It will, if you're just putting infinite, that means 1 upon x will tend to 0, right? It will
Yes.
tend
Yes,
to
sir.
0. That means the function value will be what? 5 upon 2 for infinite. For any value, for plus infinite or minus infinite. If you're putting minus infinite also, the function value will start approaching 0, but it will be minus at that particular value also. The function value can't go to 0, right? That means it will be minus infinite to 5 by 2. The function, see, are you able to get it? What I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Sir,
See,
it is defined for 0.
for any value you put, any value, let's say example, any value you're putting, it will go till minus infinite, it will go, even plus infinite will go. Any value you take till minus infinite, it can't go to 0, right? It can go till what? 5 upon 2,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
And then again, it will start from 5 by 2 and it can go till infinite, right?
Infinite.
Any value you're taking, see, if you'll take very small value, it'll go till infinite. But it can't be less than 5 by 2, because you know that if you put infinite, that the largest number that you can think of, it will go, this will become 0, but the other part will make it as 5 by 2. So this should be the range for this case.
Yes, sir. You're right, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, is there any shortcut to find out? Like instead, I did this question by finding its inverse, but every time inverse is not possible, right? Then how should we do? Like, do you have any sort of tricks?
See, in the 11th, 12th also, we were not having any tricks to calculate the range. Even though for domain, you can have tricks, but for range, you can't have any tricks, because range is like totally absurd. Like,
Okay, yeah, yes, sir.
yeah,
I
from the
even I
options,
yeah.
from the
Okay,
options
okay,
only you had to calculate.
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Sir, there is a doubt in this one. Sir, you are putting like 5 by 2, comma, infinity, right? But 0 lies in that range, right? But if you put 0, then 9 by 2x will become undefined. Since you have 5 by 2, you were saying it should be 5 by 2.
What is that crashing? What? Can you repeat that? Minus.
Sorry, sir. So in the 5 by 2, comma, infinity, the value 0 is there, correct? But if
5
you...
by 2 to infinite. Where is 0? There's no 0, right?
Okay, so sorry, it is after that. Okay, sorry, sir. My bad. Yeah, you're right.
Any other doubt anybody has?
Yeah, hi Vishal, Kunal here. I have a question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm actually going a little slow, so I have a question from activity 5.2, question number 2, where there is this equation, which is which we need to check if it's 1-to-1 or not. So I was able to solve few of them, but I think I'm struggling with this one. Just wanted to understand what will be the right approach. So should I read that question out to you, or?
Yeah, you can read it out.
Yeah, so the equation will be fx equals to x cube minus 5x square plus 2x plus 8. So that's not a one.
One second, I'll just write it down.
Sure.
Yeah, the function is
X cube minus 5x square plus 2x.
X cube minus 5x square
plus 2x.
Plus 2x.
Plus 8.
Plus 8. Yeah. So what do you have to find?
So we need to prove if this one is 1-to-1 or not. So the way I was doing it, maybe
it's not a one-one function, right? You can have 3 solutions for this case, right? So if you have a 3 solutions, that means what? This is not a 1-1.
So how you got to that point that it has 3 solutions?
No, it's a x cube, right?
Okay.
So it must be 3 solutions, right? Like, even though if you have a equation like x cube plus 1, in those cases you can say, but this, let's for example, let's deal, you can solve it out, right? Let's solve this equation. if you're putting x equals to 1, what will be getting? X equals to 1, you're not getting anything.
A
x1
6, I
minus,
guess.
okay, minus 1, it will just put minus 1.
Should be.
No, that is also not a solution. What is the solution for this? I guess.
So is it a
2.
hit and trial every time you have to just think
Not
of
hit and
one?
trial. This though you can say because it's a XQ, so that's why I said. But yeah, you'll have to, if you have to, because there can be some equation where it is in the form of XQ, but there's no solution. Like only one solution is possible.
Correct.
Why I'm saying, because see, if you're just able to find two values also, where the values function value will become 0, that means it's not a 1 1, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so that two values, if you are able to find it, you can. Because if you have equation something like XQ plus 1,
Yeah, so I think
then
there were other
this you can directly say that it's a 1 1 because
yeah, because
yeah,
it will always have addition to 1. Like -1 will have a different answer to
correct,
x equal to
correct.
1, right? So that is something which you can think just by looking at the equation. Sometimes that works, but I've seen in some of the videos where one of the TA was trying to solve this and prove it. So I was just wondering if there is a way we can always try to solve it, or maybe I have to work on some maybe similar questions like this, try to solve more
No,
to get, because this intuition which you're getting, right, just by looking at the equation, you're able to say it's because of the practices might have you've done,
correct.
but I have not done that. So I was just wondering if I have to solve this, or should I, like, how should I approach this? So I can't just go
No,
by choosing numbers.
correct, correct. So 1 1 and all, see this, so you can plot it also, because while plotting you can get horizontal line test and all you can do. Without even plotting, what you can do is you can just think of as you just take two values, x1 and x2. And if you are taking x1 and x2, okay, and if the function value are equal, if fx is equals to fx2, if you are taking,
It means
there's only
x1
one
and x2 is
condition.
also equal.
Yeah, correct.
Correct.
If you are taking this, then this should also happen. If it's not happening, then you can say it's 1 1. But that also is like a very, it's not a very static method. Like it's not accurate.
Correct.
The only thing is like with practices only you'll be able to tell. It's like whether it's a 1 1. But most of the time there won't be any problem that will confuse you. Like this method with this approach itself, you'll be able to say. Just take the value x1 and x2, equate it. If x1 and x2 both are coming as only one solution, then you can directly say that, yeah.
Okay, so I think hidden trial will be the approach, right? Try different numbers and
yeah,
see.
Okay. The best method is to try. Yeah.
The question is for 1 1 is asking or what?
Yeah, it's 1 1 1.
Okay, this 1 1 function, right?
This is not a 1 1 function.
Yeah, this is not a 1 1. Because
but the graphic only we can say, right? Because it has this parabola, and easily we can say x cube plus 1 is by visualize, we can say it is 1. And whereas we cannot say this one as 1 1 directly, we can say.
Yeah, this you can't say, because from here I can see
hit and try, how many points will you make?
No, 2 points you just need, right? If you just need 2 points where the function value is 0, that's it. Like this function is 1, not 1 1.
Okay.
You only need 2 points, right? 1 1 is what at every particular value should be getting a different output.
Correct.
If you are getting two input and same output, that means it's not a 1 1.
Finding zeros is enough. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, find the zeros. Yeah.
Okay.
And week 5, I have one question only. So, what kind of question you can expect in quiz 2 from week 5? Like finding domain composite function.
Yeah, that's the one question that you will get for sure. The composite function will be given and then calculate the domain. And you can get a problem like I solved it, like the uranium question, the radioactive, whatever that is, radium or uranium or
sir, I'm having a doubt in practice assignment, 7th question. Could you go there?
So that
Practice
is the question
assignment,
only. This question you can expect, right?
And also, whatever the question, I'll solve it in the revision session. Whoever takes it, try to do it the similar type of a problem.
Okay.
That will suffice. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Vishal, one last thing before you go into that question. I was, see, for me to join all this live session every time is quite not possible. It's not practical for me to join all this. So I always prefer to go through your recorded videos. And that is where the problem lies. I'm not able to get access to those document and the video which is attached to the calendar. And I've raised this in the previous session as well. But I don't know what is happening because it takes a couple of
I
days
have
to.
given
Yes,
the
sir,
access.
I too have the same problem.
One second. What? Okay. So I've given the access for all the files. See, the issue that has happened. Okay, so that's from my side. I have that that seat to give the access, but the issue is many times I open and most of the file has been given. So for the last two files, that access was not given, and I've given it today because I was not aware of, like, many times people who take the session doesn't give me the information that the session has happened, so I don't get that in. So I've already told them to at least tell me so that I can give the access. Okay, so that is the problem, that the lag was happening, but that will not happen from now onwards. Whenever the session will happen, they'll tell me, and at the same time I'll give you the access first.
Sure,
okay,
wonderful.
so for 24 in the between the 24 hours in 20, it'll be having this access for sure.
Excuse
So
me, sir.
yeah.
Sir, where we can access these? Like
This all files that is already there on the YouTube. I guess she's asking for the TA session. Those files I'll have to give the, until now all the session has been given the access. From now onwards, whenever the session will happen, within 24 hours you'll be having the access to that. If it doesn't have, you can just add me on the Discord and can message me on the Discord wherever, and then I'll give you the access. Okay.
So what is discourse? I've heard this a lot. Is there a chat or something?
Okay, it's like a discussion forum. I guess you have not been added on the the qualifier student or the term student.
I think I've registered for foundation now. I've cleared that.
Okay. So you'll be getting the access maybe by next term. Not by next term, but in coming days you'll be getting. It's like a discussion forum. Everybody just write whatever the doubt that they have with the question number and all, and we people give the answers there. Yeah.
Okay.
Even the peer students also can read the questions and can answer it.
So when will we get the official email ID from IIT Madras for qualifier students?
Yeah, after the result will be out, and so after that you'll start getting.
Yeah, already result is out, right? So now.
Okay, so yeah, it will take some time, and then after that, because there's a lot of students, so it will take some time. But
okay.
Yeah, but by upcoming term, by that time we will be having the roll number and the email ID corresponding to the IT. Yeah.
So I just wanted a little bit of clarification about the doubt that one person have just asked about the 5x related question. So may I share my screen? I just wanted to show the graph.
Yeah, you can share your screen. I guess if you are able to, you can just share.
So this is visible now.
Yeah, it's visible.
So sir, in this one, this is defined for all the ranges, all real numbers.
It is defined for all real numbers, but which are the values of y that is? So 5 by 2 will, what was that value? You can't get 5 by 2 exactly.
0
So
has
this
been
is what it's
defined
saying.
for this one.
5 by 2 you can't get. So you can see that there's a gap, right?
5
the
by
y
2.
You can't get, right?
So this is going to up to 16, 12.
Will not be 2.5 you can't get. This is from the image itself you can see, right? From the plot itself.
Yes sir, yes sir.
Yeah, so that is what I was saying.
This one.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
that value you can't get. The y value is not possible, right? For corresponding to any x value. Yeah.
Yes sir.
That is what I was saying.
Okay sir.
Any other doubt anybody has?
Sir, week 5 practice assignment 7th question, sir. 7th and 8th, I guess. Only 7th. Yeah, a few options are there for me. I'm having ambiguity in that.
Okay, can you just tell me the question?
Seventh question, sir. Like it's a big paragraph. Should I read it out?
Okay, you can just read it out. I'll just try to.
Uh,
I have the
there.
file, but it will take time to open. Yeah, because
Okay.
it's there in my laptop.
Yeah, I'll just read it out. There are
Mhm.
two offers in a shop. In the first offer, the discount in the total payable amount is M%, or like it's a function of M in N percent.
Mhm.
If the number of products bought at a time is N, like if you buy N number of items, M like M times, sorry, M in the function of N% discount you'll be getting in the offer one.
Okay.
The second offer involves a discount of 1,000 rupees on the total payable amount. If
Okay.
Geeta shops an amount of 15,000, then answer the following questions. Like it's a big paragraph. Inside also there's a big paragraph. I'm having.
Okay, I'll just open the.
Yeah, it's better you open, sir.
Okay. The question number 7, right?
Yes, sir. Question number 7.
Okay, so is this the question? There are two offers in a shop. In the first offer, the discount in total payable amount is MN%. If the number of product bought at a time is N. Okay. Is my voice audible? Okay, so there are two offers in a shop. In the first offer, the discount in the total payable amount is some percentage if the number of the product bought at a time is N. The second offer involves a discount of 1,000 on a total payable amount. If the somebody shops to 15,000, then answer the following question. If the total payable amount after applying the first and the second offer one at a time are represented by the function Fn and G respectively. Okay, the first offer and the second option. The total payable amount after applying the first and the second offer are this. The total payable amount after applying both the offers together is represented by T. Then choose the set of the. Okay. Which option you have a doubt? Which option you have a doubt?
Sir, I'm having a doubt in third option.
Okay.
Third, 1 second. I'll just 1 minute. Yes, sir. I'm having option in out of six options. Option number 3, option number 5. Yeah, why not those two are also right? Since even sixth option is right. Fourth and
sixth
second.
Is right. There is no. Sixth is right.
Yeah, sixth is right, sir. But why not fifth, sir? Why
Fifth
not
is
fifth?
also right. Fifth is also right.
It is given wrong, sir. In the answers, and even third option. Once could you clarify third? Why not? Why not? It is wrong. It is given wrong. I feel it's right.
Third is also right. Like, okay, so maybe whatever the question that I have in that questions, I don't know whatever solution for you guys has been given. Like maybe the questions should be different because the practice assignment questions are different for everyone.
Like.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'll just write the option itself.
Okay. Okay.
Practice is same for everybody, right? Graded only different.
Okay. Got it. I'll just solve it. Maybe that will help. So without any offer, if you are just so. Okay, so.
This is pretty simple question.
Yeah.
It is simple, sir, but the options are giving like I have kept all the options which I felt right, but the answer is showing only one of them. I'm confused.
No, not one. 3 option will be correct here.
3 answer is correct, right? I guess.
Yes,
for
3
me,
option will be correct.
But for me, when I click submit answers, only one option, that is option number 6, where the second offer is applied at the first is
No,
only
no,
right.
the third and fifth is also correct.
Okay, sir.
Correct,
Okay, no
correct.
problem. I guess it's a glitch in my website.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
no
third
problem.
person.
Yeah, it's practice assignment only, no problem.
Hmm.
Sir, another doubt. What is difference between even functions and odd functions? Not
That is not
polynomials.
been taught, right?
Okay, but one question is come, I guess. Yeah, no problem. Will it be taught in future weeks?
No, actually it is in here this question only in week 5 there is a question. Even an odd function.
No, it's like pretty like see even function if you just it's like simple only, but I don't think so that has been taught here. These are the
So
function for even.
can we say that this is a polynomial degree which emphasize this?
What word? So see
The
the
degree of
even function are,
polynomial which emphasize
no, I can't hear you. Like
odd degree, even degree, that is on or what?
No.
That is a different function. That is
Even
not
function, sir. Actually, it's given in graded assignment only. Last question for
Oh, so
me.
see, these are the even function, these are the odd function, but I don't think so that has been taught, I guess.
I
Sir,
couldn't say yes.
you're not sharing your screen, sir.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. So any function where the function, if you just replace the x with minus x and you're getting the same function, then those functions are even. Okay, and if you are replacing x with minus n, and if you are getting this type of function minus of fx, then that's the odd function. Okay, basically these functions are like symmetrical about y-axis.
Okay, sir. So can we say x square is a even function?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not based on degree, right? Like
it's not based on degree. If you are just saying me this even and odd function, these are the even and odd function. That is what I know. Yeah.
Can you pardon again?
If you just say even order function, that's a different thing. Even function is this one, but that has not been taught in our session. Like till now, it's not been taught. Yeah.
Okay, which week it comes?
That will be in the calculus part. Yeah.
Okay, not in this maths one.
No, calculus weeks 8, 7, 8 it will come.
Okay.
But as of now, so if you have to just solve this 12th question you are talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
Yeah, so this much information is enough to solve this.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Symmetrical about y-axis, you can just think of. Okay. So if you just take reflection on the y-axis, it will be symmetrical. So this much information is sufficient to solve this question. Okay. Any other doubt if you have?
No, sir. Done, sir. For me, in my case, if anyone has,
yeah.
please ask.
Okay. No problem. So yeah, let's meet maybe Tuesday we'll start with week 6.
Thank you so much, sir, for spending plus 9 minutes.
It's fine. Totally.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, thanks everyone, and have a good night. Bye.
भैया की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं.
Thanks, Vishal.
Yeah, thanks.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.